All right, two prisoners have escaped custody under harrowing circumstances. In Louisiana, first, a convicted murderer assaulted a deputy and then stole her car after faking a medical emergency. And while in Philadelphia, a car thief ran away while handcuffed by two officers escorting him back from the hospital. Both Leon Ruffin and Aleem Borden have violent criminal histories, including prior escapes. Joining us now is Robert Almonte, former U.S. Marshal and law enforcement consultant. These prison escapes, I mean, why do they keep happening? I know each one is unique, but I feel as though each week we've got a new one to talk about.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. These escapes seem to be happening more often and more often. And this is extremely alarming because we're talking about extremely dangerous people that escape and they're back out on the streets. I'm talking about people that have committed murder. So no doubt they won't hesitate to murder again. So it's extremely alarming, and law enforcement needs to take a close look at their policies, their procedures, and their training in preventing these incidents from occurring again.
Is staffing issues one of the concerns here, that we aren't paying our prison staff enough for the tough job that is? There's not enough funding for our jails and our prisons to secure the different layers of security necessary. I mean, what is the biggest hurdle we need to tackle first?
Well, that's actually where it starts. That is a very tough job. I'll tell you what, I never would take that job. It's an extremely difficult job. And in essence, when you're working at the jail, you're basically in jail every single day. So that's a really tough job. The pay is low. So they need to pay these detention officers more money. They need to train them more. Now, my concern goes back to the policy of transporting prisoners to the hospital. And it seems like a lot of these prisoners are faking a medical episode, so they'll be taken to the hospital. Traditionally, law enforcement will send two officers or detention officers with the prisoner. I think this shows a need that they need to send at least one additional officer. So I think there should be a minimum of 3 officers for every prisoner being transported. So this is very alarming. And then the concern is this one suspect that pepper sprayed the officer. It wasn't her pepper spray, so I wonder where they got it from. Was it left by somebody at the hospital for him? Was this pre-planned, and this was part of the plan for him to get away? So there's so many things involved, but it comes back to training, and I think they need to look at the policy. And then the other thing is that even with training, what happens, the danger for law enforcement officers, when you've been doing any law enforcement activity for a long time over and over, the danger is allowing that law enforcement routine to turn into a basic routine, and I think that may have had something to do with these incidents.
Yeah, becoming complacent, a dangerous job, and when you take your eye off the ball, it can become even more dangerous. I'm wondering, they've got nothing to lose. Once these inmates escape and they're out in the public, what's your level of concern for the public at large until they're caught?
Well, the public needs to be on alert at all times. And in the areas where these prisoners escape, they need to lock their doors, set the alarms. And if they have small children, they shouldn't allow them to be out in the backyard or the front yard, because my concern is these escapees going into a home and taking people hostages, and that is not out of the realm of a possibility for them to be doing that. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that law enforcement is aggressively looking for these subjects, and at this point, there's no doubt in my mind that that includes the United States Marshal Service, which is known for going after the worst of the worst, and certainly here these people fit that line of the worst of the worst.
And we've worked with the Marshal Service a number of times on all these cases. What tools do they have at their what tools do they have access to, technology or otherwise, to try and track these people down, whether it be Louisiana or Pennsylvania or elsewhere?
Well, what they have, the best thing that the Marshal Service has is personnel. They work actually as part of fugitive task forces. So when I was a marshal, I oversaw the fugitive task force. With Texas, it was the Lone Star Fugitive Task Force, and that consisted of state and local officers working jointly with the United States Marshal's deputies. So it's a force multiplier there. And then they use different methods, different technology methods to locate the subjects. I'm not going to go into any details on the type of technology that is used by the United States Marshal Service to apprehend them. But there's no doubt that it's just a matter of time when these subjects will be apprehended.
Yeah, they have the right tools at their disposal to do the job, but let's hope it happens sooner than later. Robert Almonte, thank you as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.